culture. My name is Robert Butler III, and as a filmmaker from Compton, California, my lived experiences vary significantly from the culture that is repackaged and resold online. While real-world circumstances inform my worldview, the world views those circumstances as marketable. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time someone at USC asked me for a hood tour, I could buy a double-decker bus. So how does something as rebellious and revolutionary as underground street culture become the face of high-end lifestyle? Having lived and worked on both sides of the fence, I feel uniquely qualified to tackle those questions.
Notice I said we, it's not just me, I'm what the culture feeling.
After graduating from USC Film School, I worked as a producer at an upstart e-commerce company that positioned itself as an urban luxury alternative. During my time there, the executives identified 6 key markets that best aligned with the company's younger, multicultural user base. Fashion, comics, and collaboration. Now, why were those categories so successful? One reason is because they all appeal to collectors. And yes, if you wear a different outfit every day, you are indeed a collector. But the biggest reason is the sense of investment. Whereas food, electronics, cars, and pretty much everything else in our economy depreciates immediately after purchase, there's a chance you might get lucky with one of those 6 categories. They sell you on a dream of copying a rare pair of sneakers that may one day upgrade to Grail status. They push buying bulks of trading card packs in hopes of you pulling that one signature rookie card. They bank on you believing that a $1,000 art piece will one day be worth millions. They understand that low volume means high exclusivity. So by only producing a few dozen collectibles that sell out immediately, they encourage users to buy first and ask questions later. Isn't that kind of scary? That's the question I pose in my new anthology series, Urban Luxury, a 6-part miniseries that will take a twisted, surreal look at the commodification of the culture. Not every episode will be thriller or horror themed, but they will all unearth a profound truth about society's unhealthy relationship with Black cultural representation. Our goal is to raise $20,000 to produce the first 2 episodes of Urban Luxury as a proof of concept for the overall series. What are the 2 shorts? Well, the first one is Urban Space Cowboy. The story follows a once renowned comic book artist who is struggling with writer's block as he is confronted by an imaginary friend. The tone of this containment comedy is mostly satirical. Imagine American fiction with elements of magical surrealism. And the second short is called PSA 10. It follows an immunocompromised man who risks his life going to the mall to obtain a one-of-a-kind basketball card. This episode is a paranoid thriller, stylistically influenced by movies like Uncut Gems and Clockers. The goal is to raise $20,000 to produce both of these shorts as a proof of concept for the overall series. Now, why were these 2 shorts picked first before any other episodes? Well, it's because they're the most doable from a production standpoint. Both contain a relatively few number of characters in a singular location. Well, why contribute to me? Why contribute to this project? Well, my last Indiegogo crowdfunding effort, Timestamp, accumulated in an award-winning short film co-directed by myself and Cade Hughesby that enjoyed a successful film festival run before we self-distributed the film on Amazon Prime Video. Since then, I directed 2 more self-funded projects, In the Static and The Comic Shop. In the Static is a thriller short film written by and starring Danny Fernandez. It premiered at the Los Angeles Latino International Film Festival, LA LaLeaf, and played at the Michelle Film Festival, Essence Fest, Chicago Horror, and many other festivals since then. And The Comic Shop is a proof of concept comedy pilot created by and starring Cheyenne Iwolu. At its premiere at the Michelle Film Festival, The Comic Shop was nominated for Best Comedy Series and for Best Directing Comedic Short Form. Moreover, our screening at the Atlanta Film Festival prompted glowing praise from a local media outlet called The Peach Review. Now, there are a lot of risks and challenges associated with crowdfunding, but between Timestamp and my producer role on Johnny Rome's film Cardboard Castles, I've successfully crowdfunded and completed 2 projects with budgets of about $10,000 each. So crowdfunding isn't unfamiliar to me, but getting over that $20,000 hurdle is. Well, over the next 60 days, you're gonna see non-stop social media promotion for these projects. You're gonna see a lot of interviews with me going on various podcasts and shows, hoping to promote and spread awareness for this project. And of course, we plan on executing long live streams on the First Cut YouTube channel to spread awareness across all of our nearly 6,000 subscribers. So look, if capitalism has you trapped under the crushing boulder of responsibilities, worry not. All donations are greatly appreciated, but if you can't contribute, help us make some noise. Spread some word on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, any social media. Just help us get the word out and spread this as far as wide as possible. Follow our Indiegogo page and our Insta daily, and also help spread this link far and wide. Thank you so much. My name is Robert Butler III, and let's make urban luxury happen.
Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to First Cut Live. We are here doing it on a Wednesday night. I am here with RB3 here to break down all the movie news, reviews, and box office numbers. RB3, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Happy to be here as always, and of course, still in the grind for crowdfunding for Urban Luxury. Urban Luxury still going. Thank you, Andres. You donated a record-setting 3 times to the campaign.
Yeah.
Record-setting 3 times. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody be like Ace. Everybody be like Andres over here, man. You know.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep supporting. I'm gonna keep saying support independent cinema, support independent filmmakers and film making in general. I feel like what you got cooking up with Urban Luxury is really unique, interesting, and fresh and innovative, and it's the type of shit that we need to start promoting. So,
Thank you,
support it, man. Let's do it.
Thank you, man. Hey, you heard the man. Throw in some support if you can. I always say, I've been saying this. I spent this on the Wenger Show. $5, man. $5. If all y'all want to throw in is like a little $5 donation, to get a social media shout out, throw in $5. If you want the digital screener, throw in $10. People think, I'm trying to wait to give a bigger amount. I'm trying to, do a little bit more. Nah. We need as many little donors as possible. It looks good in the Indiegogo algorithm. If we have 100 people, 200 people donating $5, that looks better than, a few people donating $20. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, again, $5, $10. Skip the Starbucks, skip your McDonald's, skip that, stuff that's gonna kill you. Get something fresh, refreshing, creative in your life. Thank you, Joseph Weeks in the chat said he's with us too. Who's here
Awesome,
with us
man.
right now? Yeah.
I love it, man, especially right now, because right now we're going to talk about everything going on in the world of movies. RB3, first things first, the biggest thing that happened this weekend is that we had one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Thanksgiving weekends of all time when it comes to box office numbers. The combination of Moana 2, Gladiator 2, and Wicked made almost $500 million over the weekend. I got to see Wicked over the weekend, so I got to participate in this box office as far as putting my money in. And I can't lie, every theater was packed. This is real. Like, it's real. We are low-key back. It's too bad that it's just sequels and subpar sequels, in my opinion. But hey, at least people are going to the movies, man. How you feeling about these numbers?
Yeah, man. Well, it's been great for Moana. Well, for one, also Wicked is not a Wicked's a prequel. Wicked's a prequel, so technically a sequel, but technically in that same thing. Let me actually.
But Gladiator 2 is a sequel.
Yeah. Of course, Gladiator 2. The other ones are Moana 2. Yeah, the overall weekend, all movies combined made $423 million over the 5 days, which is the highest grossing 5-day total that we've ever had in box office history. Even adjusted for inflation, it's still the highest, which is just crazy. And then also for the actual 5-day numbers for Moana 2 had made $223 million over the 5-day. Wicked made $114 million. And what's the? I'm trying to find
other one. Gladiator?
Gladiator, yeah. I don't think these are
Probably
actuals
around like
though.
80 or something. Or
It
60
wasn't. It
maybe.
wasn't 80. It was probably like 40. Honestly, I gotta
Gotcha.
get the. I get the actuals here. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
pulled it up, but then I lost it right here. So that's my bad. I should have had that ready. I don't know why it's not letting me pull it up.
yeah. Okay.
I'm going off deadline.
Yeah. Again, I think these are estimates, but it says okay. 100. Wicked did 117.5. This is according to Yahoo Movies, and Gladiator 2 made 44 million. So
Gotcha.
still up there. Still up
Still, man, 225 5 day is crazy. Even the 140 for the 3 day is crazy for Moana too. How you feeling about that one specifically being the big staple that drove people out to see a movie?
You know, it's interesting in a lot of ways. I'm glad that it's a movie that stars that is like cultural at its heart set. You know what I'm saying? Very Hawaiian, very Polynesian culture, all that kind of stuff. I'm very happy to see that. I'm very happy to see the diverse groups that came out in the box office demographics. I saw a lot of black people, a lot of brown kids. You know, went out to see Moana too. I like that. Um, And you know, I'm actually not even mad at the fact that it's a Moana sequel. I think it's more the fact that it was kind of, you know, apparently the behind the scenes stories. Not apparently, they said this at CinemaCon, like Disney themselves, was that it was supposed to be a TV show that they made into a movie. You know what I'm saying? That they just kind of threw into a movie, and some critics enjoyed it. There's some critics who didn't enjoy it as much. So I don't really know. I didn't see it personally. I don't have an opinion on Moana 2 personally. But yeah, I mean, the idea that they just could slap together a sequel real quick and it makes a bunch of money. The same thing they did with Inside Out 2, honestly. It's literally the same thing. Inside Out 2 is like nobody heard of Inside Out 2 was even happening before, you know, like 18 months ago, and then they just greenlit it, animated it real quick, and then just threw it out, and it makes also like billion something dollars. It's Disney. They know the formula. It's not a good formula, but at least it's Moana 2, and it got some culture behind it.
Yeah, it's a very complex conversation because the idea behind it obviously is making money. But at the same time, there is still a conversation to be had about people going to see movies in theaters again because they didn't want to put it on Disney Plus. Not just because it wouldn't make money on Disney Plus or it wouldn't make that much money compared to how it would in theaters, but also because it drives people out to see movies in general. So if you're already going to see Moana 2, you might as well go see Wicked 2 the next day or maybe a couple days later. It kind of brings that cinema going experience back, which is good, right? But then at the same time, you say, where does the quality lie? Is the quality taking a hit in order for the box office to get a win? Which is a huge conversation to be had because I think it does. And I think that's kind of disappointing because there's so much artistic vision and integrity behind almost every single Disney movie. Like that's just the truth. Whether you don't like it or whether you love it, I feel like there is intention behind each artist drawing it, you know, whether it's on a computer or whether it's hand drawn, doesn't matter. They're drawing. And they're really putting in a lot of work behind it. And anytime you see a Disney movie, the quality is there. And I feel like quality takes a hit in favor of money, which again, like you said, shout out to, man, I don't know how to say her name. Alili, who plays Moana, who I feel like, if anything, shout out to her the most because I do feel like her career didn't really take off as much as it should have after the first Moana, and it's now starting to take off. With she's doing Broadway now, right? She's doing.
She was in Mean Girl. She was in the Mean Girls movie as well.
She was, but that was like that's a good example of not taking off.
Oh, it's not
The Mean
her
Girls
fault.
movie was not. It's not her fault, but I'm saying like that was just not a hit that people thought was going to be. But she's in Broadway right now doing Cabaret, I believe, which is a pretty popular show and it's getting a lot of love and attention. So she's doing she's doing a good job with that. But at the same time, I'm happy for her and I'm happy for the artist. But at the same time, I still feel like you do take a hit because of the TV show kind of aspect of it all.
Yeah, and then I want to be happy for the artist as well, but
Yeah.
to my understanding, apparently they might have been paid TV rates because it
Ooh.
was originally supposed to be TV streaming movie, and then I think they didn't really get an upgrade in pay because they threw it in theaters, or they're not getting the residuals and stuff like that they would have gotten from a theatrical movie. So it's kind of even hard to be happy about that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's rough, man. And that's the thing. Like Moana 2 is a very by the numbers solid sequel. It is not great, and the songs are not as powerful as you want them to be. So the redeeming factors are few. The redeeming factors lie within the character of Moana, which I think is a great character, and you could see her motivation, her story progress for herself personally. But everything else around her, to me, just doesn't really inspire a lot. Whether it's her little crew that she makes in the movie, she makes like a little small crew, and I just don't feel like that crew had enough chemistry, had enough like things to add to the film itself. And then at the same time, I feel like the character of Maui, which is The Rock's character, is just taking a big hit, in my opinion. Not just because The Rock is he's taking L's left and right, just in general. But I feel like Maui's character was one of the worst characters, probably the worst character in the entire movie, to be honest.
Oh wow!
I'll take the chicken and the pig over.
I like the chicken. I like the chicken.
Yeah, but for me, yeah, he's great in this one too. But for me, it's like I don't know. I think The Rock's character, his song in the movie is bad. I don't know if you've heard it. Have you heard it? It's the worst song in the movie. It's literally the rap song that he had a couple years ago.
Oh no!
It's about power. You gotta want it. You gotta desire it. So whatever the song is, it's literally that song. And I was just like, no, who wrote this? The Rock?
Right.
It's terrible.
And that's crazy because The Rock said in one of the promo videos, like, "Oh, they finally taught me how to sing in this one. Like, I really know how to sing." I'm like, what? Like,
it's terrible. It's the worst song in the movie. The only good thing, like one of the other good things, I guess I could say about Moana 2, or when it comes to music and when it comes to characters, was the new, I don't want to say villain, but like the new like mini boss. I'll call her a mini boss, which is Matangi. She's great. She's in the movie for 10 minutes, but she's awesome. All her scenes are cool. Her song is pretty okay, pretty good. And her character itself was definitely the other highlight besides Moana. So, and then I actually think that Beyond, which is the main ballad in the movie, is actually a good pop ballad, like a Disney pop ballad. And I know a lot of people were saying it's subpar, but I do feel like it does, hold itself and hold its own against the previous Moana songs. Obviously not as great as How Far I'll Go, which is amazing, but definitely a very, very solid Disney ballad. So yeah, those are my thoughts, man.
I gotta peep. Okay, so I gotta peep. I still want to peep Moana 2. I gotta. I'll be honest. I didn't really love the first Moana. If I'm being 100 with it,
yeah.
I really love it. I thought Encanto was just so much better. Just comparing Lin-Manuel Miranda animated things, which is also funny too because he didn't come back from Moana 2, but he is doing the songs for Mufasa, the Lion King story, or whatever it's called. That I'm hyped for, not just because Lin-Manuel Miranda is doing the songs, but of course the man, the OG, triple OG, Barry Jenkins is directing it. I know people on film Twitter, honestly, kind of racist people on film Twitter are always going this thing like, I can't believe Barry Jenkins is wasting his time with a Disney movie. Okay, we haven't seen the movie yet. The trailer, y'all can say what y'all want about the trailer. I think this movie's going to be amazing. I think somehow, some way, Barry Jenkins is going to make the Talking Lions thing work. If not work, at least be better than the first one. At least.
Yeah, we were there, man. We were there for that screening for the first one. It was so decent to the point of like after a few rewatches or one rewatch, it's not good.
So yeah, it's just with the first one being shot for shot, like it just didn't. Yeah, it's like come on. But the fact that this is also like an original story and original, but it's kind of Lion King 1.5 if you like really pay attention, Lion King 2 / Lion King 1.5, a little bit of both is in this movie. But still, I want to see it. I'm here to see it. Again, Barry Jenkins is a dude who can somehow make juice out of. He can make lemons into some amazing Simply Lemonade, the ultra sugary stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the only dude I watch a slave movie from because he did the Underground Railroad.
That's right.
On Amazon Prime. I'm like, okay, he does valid.
Yeah.
But hey yo, shout out to the 8 people watching in the chat right now. 8 people watching, but only 2 likes. What are y'all doing? Come on now, let's get those likes up. We need to at least see 5 likes. Joseph Weeks said, I'm fighting my food coma to hang out with First Cut. Thank you, man. Hey, you can fall asleep on this, Joseph Weeks. Your Blu-rays are coming. Your Blu-rays are coming this week. I'm sorry. The campaign has been blowing my mind. At the helm, shout out to Tony Helm, man. Hey, Tony is officially an associate producer on the Urban Luxury series. He donated at that tier. Tony, my man, thank you. I appreciate you. Right now, we are on the Indiegogo page. We are at $2,890. So we're literally $110 short from 3K. I'll tell y'all what. If we get to 3,000 even by the end of this show, I'll kill that last little bit of Henny that I had on the last First Cut live stream. You know what I'm saying? On the Urban Luxury one. I still got about this much left in it. So let's get to 3K. Let's hit $110 today, right now. That'll be amazing. Let's see what we could do. And again, if it's literally just $5, come on through. My bad. I didn't even read Tony's comment. After him said, I had a good time with Gladiator 2, but Paul Mescal had no juice. I feel that. I thought he was good. I liked when he was shot at the monkey. I felt that. I felt that in my chest. Kevin Davis said Moana 2 finished closer to Frozen 2 box office total. Didn't Frozen 2 make like $1.3 billion or something like that? Like,
made a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah. Wicked global box office prediction run 500 to 600 million. You keep saying that, Kevin. I don't believe that. I don't think it's gonna cap off at 600 million worldwide. I still think it's gonna hit $1 billion. I mean,
I think it's already gonna smoke 600. So
right. I mean, maybe I say 800 on the low end.
800
because so far it's made 260 something in just the United States. So and it hasn't even opened in most of the EU, to my understanding. So yeah, I think Kevin Davis. I hear you, brother, but I still think it's gonna go closer to $1 billion than 600 million. Kevin Davis also said international audience is gonna push Mufasa, the Lion King, to $1 billion or more. I could also believe that too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of money for the box office at the end of the year. It's interesting because what was that year we had Avatar: Way of Water? Because that shit made a lot of money.
Yeah, 2022.
What was that? 22?
Yeah, it was a good year.
Yeah, that was what, like December 11th? Something like
December 2022. Yeah. Now Craven got that date. You know what I'm saying? Now Craven and Hunter right there leaking out for us, you know?
Damn, Craven and Hunter moving dates like it's, LeBron James moving teams, bro. Like,
hey, man.
I swear, Craven is like, they're trying really hard. And I'm not gonna be a hater. Like, it might be a fun action movie. I don't know. It might be a fun action movie. You don't know. But it still feels weird when it comes to the marketing and shit. So
yeah, you already, it's definitely gonna be in the Madam Web kind of category of quality, I feel like. But
yeah,
hey, that works for some people though. That works.
I don't get it though. I don't think I like any movie in the Sony universe besides these Spider-Man films, or Spider-Verse films. To be honest, I thought Venom was so bad. I know there's a lot of Venom lovers out there, man. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Hey, man.
But Craven the Hunter's different, though, man. He's a crazy Russian guy who, kills animals, helps animals. I don't know. This movie might mix it up.
Yeah, we got it. I'm just low key excited to see where the train wreck is gonna hit us on that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sorry, what you gonna say?
Go ahead, man.
I was just gonna read a little bit more of the chat real quick. Joseph Weeks said, shout out to Lion King 1.5. Kevin Davis said, Paramount Pictures should have pushed Sonic 3 to a different date at the box office. Yeah, because it's coming out the same day as Mufasa, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it coming out Christmas? I gotta look that up. Joseph Weeks said, love that movie. Which movie? And said, thank you, RB3. And after him said, can't wait for the Urban Luxury Project. Thank you, my man. Thank you. I can't wait for it either, man. I'm excited for people to see it. Again, Link in the description at the top of this right here. Andres donated 3 times. Sabrina donated. My girl Jacelyn, she donated twice. You know, shout out to Cade had donated. I think Cade donated once. Parker, his brother, donated, and his mama donated. So, you know, a lot of the Hughesby family is still supporting us too. So, shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, shout out to them, and obviously go support Urban Luxury if you can. Even the lowest amount can help. So
yeah,
go ahead and do
that. In
that.
the algorithm.
Yeah, man. Everything else we got. I finally saw Wicked.
Oh yeah. How'd you feel about Wicked?
I loved it. I loved it, man.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm over here dancing through life, man. I've been blasting that soundtrack. Like, I got a playlist going on right now. This is not even a joke. And I've tweeted about this like 10 times and no one cares. I'm running back G and X and Wicked at the same time. So I'm literally like mixing them, bro. And I'm going from like whacked out murals to dancing through life to popular to like Hey Now. I love that's my favorite one, bro. That's gotta be my favorite. I love it, bro. I'm loving G and X. I'm loving the Wicked soundtrack. It's my first time listening to it, so I'm taking it all in, man. I never followed the Wicked musical. I never grew up with it. I never heard anything from it except for maybe 1 or 2 songs, but that's it. So I'm taking it all in, man. I'm absorbing it as much as I can.
Yeah, nah. As you should. I mean, I really liked it too. I really do want to rewatch it. I've been meaning to rewatch it. I've been meaning to rewatch it in 3D because I kind of was watching one movie and then you know how real players do. We see one movie, we movie hop to the next one. Even if we only stay for 20 minutes, you know, you still got a movie hop just to peek. You know what I'm saying? So I peeked into one of the Wicked ones and it turned out it was in 3D. So I was like, okay, I can't even watch it. And I got the glasses. But the 3, you know, you can tell when 3D looks good when you don't have the glasses on and it looks super, super blurry. Like, it's like, dang, I can't see nothing. Versus I hate to say it, some Marvel movies, or a lot of mainstream movies, honestly, but some Marvel movies in particular, you take the glasses off of the 3D and it looks the exact same. It's like they put no 3D into this at all. Especially speaking of Venom 3, Venom 3 was the most embarrassing use of 3D I've seen in a minute. Like, they literally had characters, like, popping out towards the screen, but they wasn't even coming. It was like, what are y'all doing? What's the point? Anyway, I digress. I want to see Wicked in 3D. But did you see it? You saw it in regular, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know my thoughts on 3D, man. 3D is like, you know, against my religion, bro. I can't watch 3D.
I remember you was like, oh, you're trying to watch it opening weekend, but then they only had the 3D showings. Yeah.
They only had the 3D, and I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm not doing it.
Oh man,
I literally didn't watch it because of that when it came out. So that's a no for me. I'm not gonna do that. But I love it, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna keep blasting that, you know, soundtrack and keep enjoying it. But I know you got the chance to see a couple movies over the weekend. Which one do you want to start with, man?
I did see some movies. Well, I was just thinking, since we're on the top of the Wicked, we could talk about it winning the top prize at the MBR, which is the National Board of Review. It won Best Film 2024. And John M. True also won the Best Director prize at that one. So, you know, real big stuff, real big accomplishment here. I'm trying to see what the other nominees. Okay, say the other nominees are they had 10 nominees in total. They had, I think, Queer from Luca Guadagnino, Baby Girl, that, you know, has Nicole Kidman in it, A Real Pain, A Complete Unknown, Anora, Conclave, Sing Sing, Juror Number 2, Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga, and Gladiator 2. Those are all 10 nominees, including Wicked, which ended up winning. Very fascinating. Nothing for Dune 2. They didn't put Dune 2 in here, but they put Gladiator 2 and Furiosa. Very fascinating. And then of course with the other winners, they have Daniel Craig won Best Lead Actor for Queer. Nicole Kidman won for Baby Girl. Karen Culkin won for A Real Pain, and Elle Fanning won for A Complete Unknown, which is that joint with yeah. Anyway, long story short, it's been they put out those winners, and Wicked won that, which is very surprising to me because I feel like I don't know if it's really. I mean, some people say it's going to win Best Picture. Do you kind of feel like Wicked's a Best Picture movie, or?
The best it could do is get a nomination, but it's definitely not going to win. I just don't see it as a huge threat. It's going to clean in probably the production design, costume design, that type of shit. Maybe even visual effects. But when it comes to actual like best actor, best director, I don't think it's going to do much, to be honest. I just feel like this is maybe them rewarding musicals and it being a fun time at the box office. I don't think it's going to do much more than that. That's just my opinion. But then again, you never know, man. There's not a lot of crazy, sparkling indie movies that we usually have every year. And maybe it's just because I haven't looked that much, and that's probably true. But at the same time, I just don't feel like Wicked is up for that challenge. So,
yeah, I mean, I could see it doing big. I could see it doing a huge splash. I don't know if it'll necessarily win. Okay, I do got the categories pulled up. Yeah, everything I said was correct. Hard Truths also won for Best Original Screenplay. Sing Sing won for Best Adapted Screenplay. And then Mika Madsen won for Breakout Performance and Anora. So
Mickey Madison.
Mickey
right?
Madison. Yeah, Mickey Madison. Yeah. And then Flow. A lot of people have been talking about Flow. Winning Best Animated Feature. I'd be interested in seeing that. I personally have to watch Flow, but there's been a lot of great animated films this year.
I feel like animation is something that's growing for sure. But you saw Juror Number 2, right? That's the one you saw.
I did. I saw Juror Number 2, and I saw Real Pain as well.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, I saw
Tell me
both.
about him, man.
Yeah. Well, Juror Number 2. They say this might be Clint Eastwood's last movie. If it is, he went on a high note, man. Clint Eastwood went on a high note. I'm not the biggest fan of Clint Eastwood overall, as a person, and honestly, as a filmmaker, I think he's hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? The hits, of course, you can't not talk about Unforgiven, or Unforgiven, whatever one that
Unforgiven,
is.
right?
Unforgiven, yeah, with Morgan Freeman. He has a ton of amazing movies, and he got some that are like American Sniper that I can't watch. Or he did the one with Matt Damon that was about the tsunami. And I literally remember watching that in theaters and just like wanting to like kill myself. It was just so boring. But Clint Eastwood, he has a very particular style, not a lot of music. $1 Million Baby too. Clint Eastwood did $1 Million Baby. It's a valid. Again, 50-50. Valid, not valid sometimes. With Juror Number 2, he takes that slow, meticulous pace that he's like famous for and really kind of really stretches it out and emphasizes it. Again, in his movies, there's not a lot of music. There's not a lot of over-the-top dramatics, but it really is just, in a lot of cases, a character showcase, or in this case in particular, an ensemble showcase. Nicholas Hoult in of himself is great as the main guy. Juror Number 2, it's about this guy, Juror Number 2. I forget his real name or his character's name, but he goes into a jury for this murder case for this woman who, they found dead. And it turns out like he may or may have not like accidentally had something to like do with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go too deep into it because I didn't see any trailers for it, but I walked in.
I did.
You did? Yeah. So I didn't see any trailers. I just thought, oh man, as soon as like they started alluding to what was actually going on, I'm like, yo, what? Like, I don't think I've ever really seen a movie kind of go into that depth. And then, of course, Clint Eastwood was very political. So when there is like subplots in his movies that involve like politicians or like lawyers and things like that, I do kind of almost get a little scared, like, oh, where is he kind of going with this? But thankfully, even though there's some political undertones in it. There isn't. It's not the forefront, and actually, it's kind of pretty apolitical in some ways. Really speaking to Toni Collette's character, Faith Killebrew. She is the prosecutor for like this murder case in the beginning, and then they establish, she's like the prosecutor, but she's running for district attorney. So this is really like a political opportunity for her. And then when you see that kind of setup, I'm like, oh no, are they gonna like trying to lean towards one way, lean towards another way? But no, it actually offers a very nuanced look at her character, very nuanced look at Chris Messina's character. Again, Nicholas Hoult, you totally empathize with this dude through and through. Like, it's like this is one of the most like definitional morality kind of question mark movies that you could kind of think of. Like, what would you do in your shoes, right? Would you go on the stand, confess to what happened, and then maybe get yourself locked up? And by the way, Nicholas Hoult, he got a wife and a newborn baby on the way, so it's like he got more to lose than just himself. Or does he, let this other guy take the slouch for it? It's some deep stuff, man. It goes deep. The whole cast is great. Like I said, Nicholas Hoult, Toni Collette, J.K. Simmons plays like a former cop. It's funny because it starts off in the beginning as a very court drama, of course, like going through the case, going through all that, like was who's what. You find out these details. Then the second act kind of turns into a 12 Angry Men situation where, because Nicholas Hoult knows, like, wait, maybe this guy didn't do it, he's the one juror who's like trying to fight everybody else and be like, maybe we should talk about this. But he's trying to like give up the sauce, but without trying to give up the sauce that he did. It's just dope. It's just conflict on top of conflict. And it goes, and like I said, it's slow, but it's slow in the fact of like you want this to be over. You want this guy to be over it. Like you just want this, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like you just want it to be, it feels long, but this whole trial / jury duty situation is a long process, and they're kind of, even the characters in the film say, come on, man, don't we just want to wrap this up? Like, da da da. But it's dope. It's dope. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. Man, I can't speak any highly of it. It honestly might be one of my favorites of the year. The acting's great. The pacing's great. The writing is great. I think the writer is Jonathan Abraham, who wrote it. I thought it was great all the way around. Some people could say it's like generic. It takes a lot from a lot of other courtroom drama movies. I don't really care. I thought I executed it really well. And yeah, I love Juror Number 2,
Yeah, how do you feel like it's going to do with award season and all that? Do you feel like it'll get some love? Maybe Nicholas Hoult will get some love?
I don't know if this has any awards potential, because it seems like HBO Max is just kind of burying it, or Warner Bros. Is kind of burying it, because it was originally supposed to be a wide theatrical release, and then Warner Brothers said we're going to release it like for 1 week only in a handful of theaters, and put it out on HBO Max, when we feel like putting it out, basically. But then low key, like, crowds kept showing up to like see Juror Number 2, because like it was like going around like, hey, yo, people are liking it. So the point now that they are still giving it a limited theatrical release, but they're not even reporting box office numbers on it. So we really truly don't even know like how much money it's making. It's just playing in certain theaters. So I don't know. I'm saying all that to say, I don't think Warner Brothers even believes in this movie. So I highly doubt like it will get any of that awards attention. But it should. In a year that made sense, this should be something like a Spotlight, something like Spotlight's probably the most amped example of like a little movie that's like purely about talking, purely like drama with human beings just talking about stuff, but then like resolving that situation. So I dig it, man. I love to see it. And Nicholas Hoult, by the way, an amazing year. Between this, he's going to be in Nosferatu.
Yep.
And then he had another one that a lot of people were talking about this year as well. Pull it up real quick.
I feel like his biggest one was Nosferatu, like the type of attention he's getting for that.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people talking about it.
And the order is what some people were talking about as well. Like he's like playing the FBI agent with like Jude Law. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah, he's lone FBI agent believes that crime can.
Oh yeah, I saw that trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, so that one. Yeah, I mean, hey man, heck of a year. He got that Lex Luthor role and just started. I was like, yo, let's cook real quick. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I still feel like that's the biggest one he can get, man. If he really, really cooks this role, and I mean it, because I say it again, and I've said it before. You guys know how I feel about Lex. I don't think we've gotten one good live action version of Lex in movies. Like maybe in TV, but in movies, like I don't think we've had it yet. So
not even Gene Hackman playing the.
Not Gene Hackman, not Spacey, not obviously Jesse Eisenberg. They're all low-key kind of bad or kind of bland.
Hey man, Jesse Eisenberg was ahead of his time though, because
it was awful.
I mean, no, he was ahead of his time though, because he's basically playing Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is now behind the scenes pulling the strings all over the country. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think so, man. I really don't think so.
Nah, bro.
No.
Go and rewatch.
He's closer to Zuckerberg than he is him, because I feel like I feel like that dude is like the biggest dumbass on the planet.
Zuckerberg isn't like evil though. You know what I'm saying? He's not Elon Musk. Like,
is he not though?
nah, he's not. He's not Elon Musk. He's not Elon Musk. You know.
I mean, I feel like there's a couple. I don't know, man. I don't want to get into it, bro. There's a couple genocides that might be against you. Facebook caused a lot of shit, so I just don't. Nah, same with Instagram too. Yeah. I don't fuck with either of them, to be honest. But I just feel like that homie's like just on a different level of just the most narcissistic, stupid man on the planet. At least Lex was low key, kind of smart, not that smart, but low key, like, you know, he went to school. You know, he knew some shit. But that's kind of it.
I still feel like by the time he shaved his head at the end, he was like full on Elon Musk, like autistic, little nerdy, little freaking.
I mean, if that's what he was, that's cool. But again, that's not what he is, man. This guy is a whole idiot thief, just falling into victories, falling into W's, and just being like, I won. Look at me. Man, if I had $100 billion, I'd win too, bro. But anyway, Nicholas Hoult, shout out to him. I feel like if he cooks Lex, that'd be a great role for him. So, what was you said you saw? Speaking of
Jesse Eisenberg,
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. You know, you see.
How was that one?
Vision. A Real Pain, man. I really enjoyed that one too. I just saw that one today, honestly.
No way.
Yeah. Keelan Culkin, obviously phenomenal. They're both great. It's this one's again another more like quiet, brought back, subdued kind of film. Literally only an hour and 30 minutes, which is refreshing. And honestly, that's all it needed to be too. They're playing cousins. Jesse Eisenberg's character is very nervous, very uptight, very anxious. You know, like kind of very self-serious. He got a wife, got kids at home, got a good job. Meanwhile, Karen Culkin's character is very, you know, he's very charismatic. He's very funny. He's very charming, and he talks to a lot of people, and he's very convincing as like a human being. But then, he's also, they don't say it outright, but you could tell he's low key like bipolar. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll be up and happy and going and joyous and you know, encouraging the crowd, because they basically, these two cousins would go on a tour of Poland to go back to like their Jewish history, take like a Jewish history lesson, basically go through the concentration camp, see like the history and all that stuff. Eventually visit their grandmama's house, and then but when they're with the tour group, you know, Ken Culkin, he's sometimes very happy, very animated, very spry, and then just like literally on a dime, he'll just flip and be like, just start yelling, start like going off on people, start like breaking people down. And then somehow, some way, even while he's like completely dismantling somebody, they'll still find a way to be like, oh, it's okay, man. You're a good guy. Like, come here, give me a hug. It's like, what? And then Jesse Eisenberg is just looking like, hey, are you kidding me? This guy's wild. So it really is a good evaluation of like mental health, good evaluation of like, especially, if you have somebody in your family that is kind of like that, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people do, no matter what your race background is. A lot of people have somebody in their family that just when that dime just flips, it flips hard, and it's like no going back, And Kenan Culkin's character is definitely going through that heavy in this movie, but they talk it out, they relate to each other. It's a great heartfelt, human drama, human connection movie. I really dug it.
Now, same question to this one, man. Do you feel like this one is going to do anything when it comes to attention, awards?
Yeah, this one definitely is more awards viable, really just because of the two leads. Like, I definitely think Kenan Culkin is like the front runner to like either win an Oscar or at the very least be nominated. Not just because, his performance is great, but it's one of those roles that's like, it's like clearly a supporting role, but also clearly like they have almost just as much screen time as like Jesse Eisenberg. Like the two are basically on screen at all times together. Movie probably even low key has Kenan Culkin give him more screen time low key. So it's like, he does have more screen time. He is technically maybe a co-lead of the film, but his character is like supporting, the main story of Jesse Eisenberg's character. So it's like, I see with that, because he has so much screen time, because he has a lot of depth in his character, I definitely see Kenan Culkin being like a front runner to win Best Supporting Actor in that sense. It's even tough because I even think about like Denzel and Gladiator 2. Like, Denzel has a lot of screen time, but also he has a lot of screen time, but there's also so much happening in that film. And I still love Gladiator 2. I love Gladiator 2, but there is so much happening in that film. It's almost like kind of hard to pin down, like, okay, what's the Oscar moment for this? What's the Oscar moment for that? Like, or, which Denzel monologue do you even choose? Because there's like 60 of them, like, to really look at. But in this one, it's like, there's very clearly beats to make you feel some way about. It's very clearly beats to make you feel happy about Kenan Culkin's character. It's beats that really gets you emotional, where he has like a big cathartic breakdown. You know what I'm saying? It's just more. This was more of an Oscar friendly movie. Like, it's very clearly, we can see not only what he's winning, what he's gonna win, but the Oscar moment. The part that they show in the little clip. Like, you could literally watch this movie and be like, okay, that's it right there. All right, I see.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good in that sense. And Jesse, I don't know if it's Jesse Eisenberg's first film, but it's definitely great. And it's funny too, because a lot of black movies deal with generational trauma, generational reckonings with either slavery or Jim Crow or civil rights movement. All these parts of American history. A lot of times black films or black, serious movies really dig into what that means generationally, what that means, for that kind of stuff. And this movie actually does that really effectively for Jewish culture. You know what I'm saying? It really does show you, like, as they're going through this tour of Poland and they're reliving, like, their ancestors' history of, like, being put into concentration camps, being stuffed on those trains, like, they actually go to a concentration camp at one point. It's very quiet, very subdued moment, but you can almost see how this is kind of breaking down both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, as they're trying to connect to their history, but seeing how painful it is of what they've gone through. And they even speak about how their grandmother, was even a Holocaust survivor. You know what I'm saying? So it's very deep. I really, really loved it, man. I really, really dug it.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're right. I feel like that's been coming up a lot more in a couple of the movies as well. When it comes to generational trauma, it's definitely a topic that more people are talking about and open to talking about, which is good, because I feel like the more people can empathize with their own family history and their own generational trauma, they can hopefully empathize with others and people who deal with that on the daily. and in real life capacities. So yeah, it's interesting, man, because I do feel like I need to see so many more movies before I make declarations, but I still feel like I don't know. I don't know about this year, man. I don't know. I mean, obviously we got a lot of good ones, but I don't know if we have a lot of special ones, if you know what I mean. Do you feel like there's been like quite a few special movies, or am I tripping?
I do. It's funny. I was just talking to some a friend of mine's like at like a Friendsgiving the other day about this. And really, the real special ones for me actually came early in the year. For me, it was Book of Clarence. For me, it was
Damn.
Sing Sing.
I was gonna see that. I never saw it. Damn.
Yeah, Book of Clarence just hits me different, and it really, I really do feel biased because I saw Book of Clarence before Dune 2. But I feel like it just kind of knocked Dune 2 out the conversation for me because it's like,
Yeah.
damn, Book of Clarence kind of had that religious talk going on,
Yeah.
a couple months before. I don't know. But yeah, Book of Clarence for sure. Sing Sing for sure. I
Remind me, is Sin Sing on on Netflix?
no, Netflix, yeah, nah. Sing Sing
Nah,
is still
okay.
they still like trying to push it theatrically.
Is that on Netflix movie though?
No, Sing Sing is A24. Yeah.
A24, my bad. I don't
Yeah.
know why I thought it was, I don't know where I saw that. I thought it was Netflix. My bad. Yeah, I'll definitely check that one out. That's something I want to see for sure. That's one that's on the top of my list that I'm gonna check out. That one, Conclave is another one that I definitely want to
Conclave.
see.
I'm probably gonna see Conclave tomorrow, low key. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm probably gonna see that one tomorrow.
because everything else I'm seeing that's getting buzz does not look good.
The
Um, I'm just being real. I don't think
the
most of those look good.
the
So
substance. I forgot the substance. The substance is more recent, but I love the substance.
yeah, but that's more of like a fun like
Yeah.
cult classic type movie. I don't know if I mean it might be. You never know. It might be awards
Oh
contention.
yeah, no, it's
Uh,
not gonna win no awards. If
yeah,
anything, it's only gonna be like Demi Moore, or
yeah,
maybe like for makeup or something like that,
yeah,
makeup and hairstyling. But it's not gonna win no awards for sure.
yeah. I just personally feel like the biggest hyped one that what won the Palme d'Or or whatever was Nora.
Nora.
And I saw we both saw Nora and we both thought it was okay. I mean it was good, but it wasn't like special. Um so I feel like I was like, that's the best 2024 got. I hope not. Because it was again, solid ass movie. Fun, funny, introspective, had a lot to say, but at the same time I was like, I feel like I've seen better when it comes to these kind of movies. So yeah.
Yeah. No, for real. I mean, I'm gonna have to go through and really do a real list at some point. But for me, Problemista is also early when that came out this year that I really love.
Yeah.
Another A24. Honestly, low key A24 been smoking it because I like Civil War a lot. I like the.
Oh, really? You liked it? Okay.
Yeah. I talked about A Different Man before on this show, and it did just
That's
win
right. You did.
a bunch of awards too. So that's another one that I really enjoy as well. Sing Sing, they did Sing Sing as well. They had another one I just saw too. Of course, Heretic was fun. We Live in Time. We Live in Time was great. That was also A24. Yeah, so A24 been smoking it. Besides Maxine, I have to really think about a real list though. I have to go and think about a real list. Challengers is good.
Oh, Chunches was fun. That was a good one.
Boy Kills
Yeah.
World is good.
Um, yeah, We Live in Time is another one it's up there for sure. The only other one that I'm curious about, and it's apparently on the same topics as this, is the Adrian Brody. Is it Adrian Brody? It
Oh
might
yeah,
be
The Brutalist.
that one with
Yeah.
Felicia Hardy, not Felicia Hardy. I'm thinking of her character in. I'm thinking of Black Cat. Damn, I'm forgetting her name, bro. Jen Urso.
Felicia Jones.
Felicia Jones. Yeah, Felicity Jones. There we
Felicity
go.
Jones. There we go.
I'm pretty sure she's in that one too. So that's the one I'm curious about. Besides the ones I already named, like Sing Sing and Conclave. So
All right.
yeah.
They're saying Nosferatu is going to be a front runner for best
Oh
cinematography.
shoot! How could I forget? See, man, I'm tripping now because Nosferatu. That's me. It's literally me, bro. Just pick. That's it's a picture of me. You know what it is, man? It's vampire time. I'm out here pulling out my coat, my fangs. I'm getting on my vampire shit, bro.
It's that time.
That if it cooks, it cooks, and that shit better get love. And I don't want to hear no bullshit about genre film and all that shit. Give it the love it deserves if it's that good. So that's just my opinion. I can't wait to see it, bro. That's probably my most anticipated. So
Nah, I gotta peep. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm gonna watch that on Christmas Day. I gotta see that. Got
yeah,
to see that
for sure. Any final thoughts, RB3, before we take off for the night?
Nah, I just wanted to hit the chat.
Yeah.
Well, I do have another topic we'll talk about. Speaking of Sing Sing and A Different Man, about the Gotham Awards too, because that's also another like award season.
Oh yeah.
But Kevin Davis said, for one, Joseph Week says a circle of first class. Oh, talking about The Lion King. That's the movie you love. Okay. Kevin Davis said, no matter what Lucasfilms puts out right now, people are still going to be negative. Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard that much negativity about the Skeleton Crew, but I thought it was pretty okay. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a fun kid show for sure.
Good kid show. I haven't seen that much backlash for it though.
Yeah, I have thoughts, but I'll leave it for another day.
Okay, gotcha.
I agree with you, is what I'm saying. Though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know when they put a bunch of white kids in something, it's going.
I mean, they're not all white kids, but it's more harmless than it is than the Acolyte was. Acolyte was more like thought provoking and shit, and it was more in your face about like, look at who we got.
Oh, right. True.
Whereas I feel like the crazy psychotic people are just letting this one slide. And I wonder why, bro. I wonder why.
You know, I said, put a little white kid in something. They
yeah, bro. I mean, you know what it is.
Right. And I already know what time they on. Kevin Davis said Chicago was the only musical to win Best Picture. There's no way that's true. Like, there's no way.
Sound of Music?
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way that's true. There's been like 100 movies that like won
Sound of
Best
Music.
Picture. Maybe in like the modern era. Probably in the modern era, you mean?
I don't know if that won though. Sound of Music. Have you seen Sound of Music, RB3?
Oh yeah, I like Sound of Music. Yeah, that's a classic. Okay. I was in theater. I was a theater kid, so we did watch.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, you were. I was too, man. So
I'm 90% sure the Sound of Music won Best Picture. I'm also.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah. West Side Story won West Side Story, the OG won Best Picture. Yeah. Wait. What are we talking about? I guess maybe in the modern era. Yeah. Mary Poppins. That didn't win Best Picture, but My Fair Lady did. Yeah. I guess in the modern era. In the modern era. You're talking about in the modern era.
I feel like one thing that we can say is that Wicked is definitely bringing musicals back. Even if it's just for this. I feel like a lot of people were hating on musicals not too long ago.
You say it's Wicked. I really think it goes back to Les Miserables. I think that's the one that like really started this whole kickoff, like 2012. You know what I'm saying?
That's a long time ago, bro. I feel like when it comes to box office, though,
but music,
there's not.
Oh, sorry. You were gonna say go ahead.
I was gonna say there's not really been a big one that has done like critical acclaim and box office at the same time. Have you thought of one? I
mean, well, La La Land made a lot of money, and almost won Best Picture.
Did it though? It didn't make like over 100 million like opening weekend.
Well, not opening weekend. I mean, that's not gonna be.
I'm talking about money. I'm talking about like bank.
I'm not gonna.
The last one was Greatest Showman, right? Greatest Showman
made a lot of money too. Yeah. Wait, La La Land made $472 million worldwide. That's a lot of money.
You're right. That's a lot.
472.
But that was 2016, bro. Or 2016.
2016. Yeah. Greatest Showman was 2017. That's what I'm saying. Les Mis.
A long time ago.
And Les Mis made a lot of money too. Hold up. Les Miserables.
All right. After that, then.
After that. Okay. And after that, but that's what I'm saying.
I feel like Wicked is the next big one.
No, Wicked is the wave. Wicked is definitely the wave. I'm just saying, like, Les Mis happened, and then we started seeing the trickle effect, and then we had that one year that was like, actually last year, 2023, it was like literally so many musicals that came out. Yeah. Wonka, Color Purple, Mean Girls. You know what I'm saying? So they're definitely in peak form right now.
And then shout out to Wicked, man.
Yeah, shout out to Wicked. At the helm, Tony said Lord of the Rings War of the
Oh yeah, I want to see
Him
that.
is
It
another
looks
good
dope.
animated one. Can't wait for that one. I definitely would love to see the animation style in that. Brittany Murphy said that was great.
Yeah.
Unhealthy Vegan said, just came from watching Lakers game. RB3, ever since he tweeted that the Lakers need to stop with the nail biter games. They listened. Last 3 games, we've been getting blown out.
Yeah.
Close the portal, RB3. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yep. Y'all suck now, bro. JJ Redick.
JJ, what you doing, my boy? Unhealthy
It's
Vegan.
actually D-Lo, bro. D-Lo.
D-Lo is a problem. D-Lo is too inconsistent. And low-key, that's
D-Lo's
what
trash.
Darvin Ham was trying to say that without saying that, but he couldn't say it, without saying it. Unhealthy Vegan also said A Real Pain was good, solid movie. I agree with that. Kevin Davis said Searchlight will get Oscar nominations for Real Pain. I didn't know that was Searchlight. Searchlight began them Oscar noms. Unhealthy Vegan said, RB3, how do you feel about the feet shots in The Real Pain? I know you had beef with challenges of it. Yes, I did notice the feet shots in A Real Pain, and thankfully, I'm here to report Jesse Eisenberg has clean feet. I literally was in the theater like, oh, thank God. It worked out. Tony Helm said, watch Kneecap. If you haven't, it's a fun crime movie about a real Irish rap group. That's dope. And Devontae Hutley, yo, shout out to you. First time I saw you was at the first cut, was at the Urban Luxury live stream. Thanks for coming back. Devontae said, Nosferatu, there was another remake released on Apple TV in November. Why all the remakes of the same thing? The 1979 version was enough. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't think we need a remake for everything. I didn't know Apple did one. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, different vision. And I feel like maybe a lot of people didn't see those.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Robert Eggers could do next to no wrong in my eyes, so I'm very...
Yeah, he's definitely a very visionary director, and I can't wait to see it, man. It's really exciting to see that. Alrighty, RB3, let's call it a night, bro. I'm gonna, peep those highlights of the Lakers getting blown out, bro.
Man, come on, man. That ain't fair.
You got Tyler Hero cooking y'all's ass, bro.
Tyler Hero? Oh, they played the Heat tonight? Oh, God.
Yeah, Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson cooking y'all.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
RB3, where can everyone find you, man?
You can find me sobbing on Twitter and Instagram at Director RB3. And you can find me on Urban Luxury Series on Instagram at Urban Luxury Series. Contribute. I said we could try to hit 3,000 by the end of the stream. What did we hit? We didn't raise a single dollar. We did not raise a single dollar this stream. But contribute if you can. All 10 of y'all watching right now, I'm telling you, if 10 people put in $10, that does great. Now, I'm talking to the Indiegogo people, and they said we need more backers. Even if it's small numbers, we just need more people. So come on through, y'all. Come on through and support. Link in the description.
And you can follow me at Squad Leader Rays. Make sure you follow us at First Cut TMO, and obviously subscribe here to First Cut if you haven't done so already. We're going to keep doing these videos, so make sure you guys tune in for that. But either way, guys, for the First Cut crew, we're going to be peacing out. Peace, deuces.
This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. With the 4/5 divide you in half. You getting at me equals a club half.